Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zielinski and I work in the spirit dimensions. Working with spirit has brought me a lot of joy, a lot of love and light and learning. It's also something that I choose to do. I'm an evidential medium, which means my relationship with spirit is very unique. They have to provide me with evidence. They have to show me things that are very deep, very profound as to who they are and what they were in the physical world. They've got to connect with me at that level or I'm not willing to work. And I know that sounds a little bit odd, but I'm not willing to just work with, I have so-and-so here and they love you very much. It has to be evidential. Now, working as an evidential medium, it comes with a lot of skepticism. It comes with a lot of not so kind words directed at me. And it comes with being able to stay in alignment with who I am. I've said to Spirit, I choose to do this. It is not something that I have to do. I have another career that I can lean on that is, very lucrative and also very rewarding. This is something that I choose to do because I'm being called by Spirit to share the spirit dimensions with you and how they work. Now, I'm going to share a little story as an example of a little bit of skepticism and how deep Spirit went. I had somebody book a one-on-one in-person session with me. And all my bookings are through the website. So she shows up and she's carrying a little baby in a car seat. The baby looked to be maybe a month old. And she sits down very guarded, arms crossed, and she's very clear. I don't know if I believe in this, but you were highly recommended by a friend, so here I am. And she crosses her arms, crosses her legs, and very flat effect on her face. And instantly, it was like I blinked and there standing behind her was her husband who had recently passed. And he passed before the birth of that baby in a very sudden and tragic death. And he came forward with so much information. The evidential mediumship that he delivered was absolutely profound. Their wedding venue, their wedding date, his name, the baby's name, the baby's birth weight. He continued with giving me family members' names. He continued with giving me his birthday, his wife's birthday. He worked his butt off. He worked his butt off to let her know that he was, in fact, with her during this session and that he's been with her. He even gave me the baby's time of birth. However, she was still very much in disbelief. The session went on, and at the 55-minute mark of the session, I said to him, okay, we're not doing very well here with reaching her with validation that you're here, even though there is no possible way I could have this information unless you gave it to me, buddy. We have to go deeper here. And he whispered in my ear, the baby has a birthmark in between both shoulder blades, and it's very similar to a heart shape. So I said that to her, and she was speechless. And she acknowledged that the baby did indeed have that birthmark. She took the baby out of the car seat and showed me. However, she still was not convinced. And she left, and I'm not convinced that she was satisfied. And I understand that she is on her own journey and she is going through a lot of processes and a lot of grief. And I understand that. And I understand the skepticism. And I understand that everybody is entitled to their opinions. And I've also had to learn to be okay with the negativity, the rude comments, the keyboard warriors that type in not so nice and loving things. It's taken me a long time to get to that point, to where I am with that. And every now and again, I lean in and I think to myself, I don't know. I truly do have my moments where it's like, is this worth it? And Spirit came to me this morning during my meditation, and I literally had that question brought forward to them. I'm like, you sure you want to do this? Because sometimes it feels pretty icky. And my spirit guide Estrid showed up, and she played a little movie for me on all the beautiful moments that my mediumship has brought. the healing that my mediumship's brought, the workshops and the teachings that I do that change people's lives and the directions. And she said, you know what, you need to feel that too. And she also reminded me that a lot of this behavior is not new. There was a time in history where a medium was known as an oracle, and kings and queens and people in royalty made no decisions unless they talked to the oracle. Very accepted. And there's a time in history where we were burned, and so on and so on and so on. And Spirit said to me, Lana, you can't even sell anything on a buy and sell without there being negative comments. And I thought, oh, that's true. Take a look at your buy and sell in your local area online. And you can't sell a $20 item without people chiming in with hate. And I think that, from my perspective, I find that very sad. However, I do understand that there have been people, mediums that have walked before me that may not have had their integrity in check. I understand that movies and Hollywood have portrayed things that maybe are not 100% accurate on how mediums work. My evidential mediumship is profound. And there are moments where I even personally struggle with, oh my God, like how, right? Like I've had items show up in readings that have literally appeared on the coffee table in between me and the client that connected their deceased loved one. I had a pair of keys that were missing appear on a table during a session. I can't always explain the evidential mediumship that comes through. Yes, it's profound. Yes, it's even hard for me to understand. And I do understand that the skepticism. I truly do. I've learned not to feel it so deep when it becomes nasty or rude, because everyone's on their own journey. And it's love and light to all people. And sometimes I've got to walk my talk. I've got to really walk my talk on staying in alignment, trusting Spirit, trusting my spirit guides, staying in the allowing, and keep going forward. It's interesting sometimes on how we're challenged in what we believe in, and we're challenged in staying in alignment with who we really are. I really hope that I've expressed myself clearly in this video, a little bit more about evidential mediumship, a little bit more about how I handle the skeptics. And there is far more healing and love and light. There's far more of that than the skepticisms and the negativity and the rudeness and the hate. And I think that's where I need to always stand and remind myself that there's so much more love and light in the world than there is anger or hate. When we kind of shift out of our alignment, we have to kind of take a look at where we're standing and get back into our own truth and be able to pull ourselves back into that. Words are just words, and people are entitled to their words. 100%. However, we don't have to feel it or believe it. I'm wishing you so much love, light, blessings, and as always, a spirit guided day.